We shouldn't put wave or tidal converters in certain places. In other cases, it means that a certain converter technology probably shouldn't go to market. Now, on the flip side, if we find that there are insignificant risks, these can be selectively retired from monitoring programs and allow us to focus on other things. The problem right now is that for the high priority risks, there's no agreed upon framework for reaching either of these end states. Right now, we collect data, and the response is to collect more data. So we need to figure out some way to actually nail down these questions well enough that we feel comfortable either saying, yes, this is a real risk, or no, it's not. Now that creates another challenge, and we're going to call this a data mortgage. Because the problem is the risks that are often of greatest concern are the ones with the lowest probability of occurrence. And so the fastest way to try to collect data about those is to conduct spatially comprehensive, temporally continuous monitoring. Basically, if you have a converter in the water, you run your sensors continuously, and you monitor the entire area around the converter. It's a collect everything strategy. The problem is that the data bandwidth associated with these strategies results in something that is called a data mortgage in some circles. A data mortgage is basically accruing data faster than you can possibly process it. Now, we all do this in scientific research, right? We put out an piece of instrumentation, we get it back 3 months later, then maybe we spend 6 months processing the data. But what if that data is coming in at a rate faster than we can ever really hope to process? So I'll give you an example. Let's say we put out a stereo optical camera that's a 2 megapixel pair of cameras running at 10 frames per second. That's going to be generating 80 megabytes of data per second of raw imagery. If we run 3 months of observations, that's 600 terabytes of storage required. That's one sensor covering one sector of a device. Very easily you get into big data territory. So there's 2 ways we might get around this. One is to basically adopt instruments that intrinsically produce information. So rather than producing data that we then have to filter through,